Hey there Warhammer fans, this is Frag Simulation Gamer, and today I want to talk to you about Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach, which was recently announced, actually announced last week, but still pretty fresh announcement. Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach is developed by Straylight, which is a new studio. I believe this is their first game, although the publisher states that the studio has a lot of experienced people, although I don't know what their experience are because it's not mentioned in the press release. But what interests me is that their publisher is Slitherine, which is a publisher slash developer who I highly regard as a huge promising group, a company that could possibly be the next Paradox Interactive, could be the next big strategy gaming company, really, because they are basically a war game company. They've produced tabletop war games and board games and even video games after that. But the past few games that they have produced, they have been making some headway, some improvements in terms of UI and making it easier for people to learn the system, and you don't need a manual and stuff like that, although their games still need a lot of manual. So the thing is that if Slitherine decides to make their games a lot more approachable and more as a video game strategy game rather than a war game, I think there is a good possibility that this group of guys, Slitherine, guys and gals, Slitherine, the company, has a huge potential to actually grow to become one of the top strategy game companies. Now, okay, enough about me talking about Slitherine. So what is Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach, right? Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach is a turn-based tactics game. It's not a strategy game. It's not a real-time strategy game. So it is turn-based. Just like pretty much, I suppose, if you consider the Warhammer 40k tabletop game, which is also turn-based. At first glance, it seems like, since it's turn-based and stuff, this seems like it might be the closest thing to the Warhammer 40k actual tabletop rule set. But upon diving deeper into the game, like into the mechanics here, it says that, oh yeah, there is a leveling system. So obviously, it's still an adaptation of that rule set, so it wouldn't be 100% the same. I presume this is just absolutely just my speculation here, because they have to bring in game mechanics in, so I simply don't see how they're just going to straight up adapt the Warhammer 40k rule set. So I still think this is going to be a video game with some of those mechanics from the tabletop game. So now, this game Sanctus Reach, okay, let me just read the description in the Steam page here. The hour of wolf is nearing. Warhammer 40,000 Sanctus Reach brings you to a dark era of carnage and endless war. One of Imperium's fiercest enemies, Groot Face Reaper, leads his red war in the Sanctus Reach system. Worlds after worlds fall to billions of orcs, until only one last planet resists, the Green Tide, the night world of Alaric Prime. This is where a brave company of space wolves makes its stand to defend the last bastion of mankind in the system. Now, it has to be said that the space wolves are not your regular space marines, the space marines that most of us are more familiar with, which is the standard space marines, that Space Marine Legion, or rather in the Warhammer 40k world they are called Adeptus Astartes. The Space Wolves are not them. These guys are bigger, bulkier guys. They are like one of the most ferocious and best shock troops you have in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and they are almost Nordic inspired, very like Scandinavian, like blonde, long flowing hair, and like carrying great axes, very melee focused, although they do have troops with bolters and stuff like that. But a lot of their leaders or heroes are very much focused on axes and stuff. It is very Viking, Nordic sort of influence, which is quite different from your Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines from like Dawn of War and so on. So it's quite interesting to see a game set in the Hour of Wolves storyline and have the Space Wolves as the main Space Marine Legion. So I'm looking forward to that. No, I'm looking forward to like the expanded story of Warhammer 40,000, not just the ones that focus on the adapters, Astartes actually, or Ultramarines and stuff. The Red War is basically another orc horde that has come to the Sanctus Reach system to basically obliterate the humans because they got tired of fighting each other, so they decided to attack the humans. Now, I don't know where exactly this game is set in, as in there are books actually. There is a book called The Red War, and The Hour of the Wolf is a book, and Games Workshop does produce figurines in this particular storyline, Space Wolves and the Red War. So they haven't really said how this thing was going to fit to the existing storyline of the Hour of the Wolf, but it is said that the Red War like number in the billions, so the Space Wolves are like being under siege by a huge insurmountable force. So I believe the missions and the campaign will put you as the underdogs. Really, I think you would be under siege, and the missions might be pretty damn difficult. So if you're looking for a challenge, this could probably be a very challenging game. Apart from that, it's said that the gameplay is rich and varied. Spend your points, make your list, which sounds a lot like a Warhammer 40,000 tabletop thing. Choose your deployment and fight. Units at your disposal have different abilities, strengths and weaknesses, can level up and are carried over between scenarios. So choose among many different types of weapons, watch your flanks, and make a wise use of the terrain. Any tactical choice will be vital. Okay, interestingly, with a campaign system, a skirmish mode, a map generator, and multiplayer play by email, which is like a bonkers thing for a strategy game to have. Slitherine war games have had PBEM built into their games actually, so this is not surprising for a Slitherine game, but this is surprising for a strategy game, for a PC game actually. So yeah, so it is said that there are two missions. One is the Stormclaw, which is famous campaign really, and Hour of the Wolf, over 25 missions and skirmishes. So the Stormclaw campaign would be 20 missions and skirmishes, and the Hour of the Wolves 25 missions, and you get to play as the mighty heroes Crom Dragongaze of the Space Wolves, Ragnar Blackmane, and Jarl, the Jarl High King of Fenris. These are all very important characters in the Warhammer 40,000 lore actually. These are almost like the founding legions actually. Logan Grimnar, as well as the Orc War Boss Pace Reaper, and Morgrok Damangla. I'm not very familiar with the Orcs though. There will be 30 Space Wolf units, from packs of Bloodclaws to the Fearsome Predator, and even the Imperial Knight Gerantius. 30 Orc Govs units, about 30 different units. Even the formidable Gorkonauts. Unit experience level progression through campaign will unlock new abilities and tactical options. So that can't be Warhammer 40,000, because Warhammer 40,000 is you have everything there for you. So this is gamified really, video gamified. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. It's a Warhammer 40,000 game, not set in the usual setting of the Space Marines, showing us a different part or a different focus of the Warhammer 40,000 lore and story, and potentially could be quite challenging. And it's coming out end of this year, although on the Steam store page it states November 2016, and the press release just mentions it as the end of the year. I believe the November 2016 stated on the Steam storefront, or rather the product page on Steam, is a tentative release date, and that might change actually. It might go into December, so yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. It's just coming late in 2016. So what do you think about this game? You've seen the trailers, and are you really looking forward to a Warhammer 40,000 turn-based tactics games? Have you played Slitherine games before? That's something that I really want to know. Have you played what's that game again, Slitherine? Have you played Slytherine's Distant Worlds? Amazing game, 4x game on a massive scale. Actually, tell me what you think about this announcement of a new Warhammer game. And I will see you guys in the next videos. As always, this is Frags, the Malaysian Gamer. Have a fragtastic day. I'll be talking more about Warhammer games in the future, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.